if it's a family member, then it has to be dealt with differently if it's a friend. So if it's a family member, let's say that, for example, my father has, he doesn't, alhamdulillah, but let's say he had narcissistic tendencies and all these kind of things that you mentioned, right? I think that with that type of person, like a mum or a dad, I would actually just treat it with a lot of patience. I would just get to some form of acceptance, and then I would try and find moods and situations in which the tendencies are lowered. They might not be zero, they might not be gone, but I would try and find ways or times or moods or situations or environments where those tendencies are a bit lower. And then the way I would communicate is I would just use the whole crucial conversations kind of framework. If it's someone like in a professional capacity or that I'm working with, then with that person, I might be a little bit more solid, a bit more like straightforward, that you cannot behave like this around me. Like I would be a bit more like that. Like, you know, you got to be careful how you talk to me. You got to be careful how you deal with me. I understand that, you know, you might get angry, you might get upset, but there's levels in which you need to kind of have a communication with me. So I think it really depends on who it is and how you would kind of deal with it. But I think a lot of people are like that today, sadly. I think a lot of people are like that. I think there's a real lack of empathy. There's all this kind of stuff. What I'm saying is that if this is a slightly older person and someone has that kind of tendency and stuff, you have to pick your battles, right? So if I know that every time I talk to my dad about his anger issue, it's going to cause a massive issue, then I'll probably avoid talking about it, honestly, because it's my dad, because of the situation, because of the relationship. Right? I would not be going on the vibe of, oh yeah, maybe I can change this person and maybe I can do this kind of stuff. I would deal with it in a certain way. There are some times when you need to kind of call out the person and you need to say, look, like, I'm just letting you know, you deal with it however you want. And again, that's still a very crucial conversation that, look, Dad, I need to speak to you about this thing. I don't really know how to speak to you about it because you know, I feel it might upset you, I feel it might anger you, and I really want to talk to you about it. And I want to talk to you about it because I love you, because I want to help you, because I think you're going to go through a lot of problems and pain and this and that. Like, is it okay for me to speak to you about this without you getting angry? Okay? And then at that point, the person has a choice now. Okay? They can either say, no, I don't want to talk about it, in which case you've tried, you've done what you had to do, it's done. Or they'll say, okay, but then they've already acknowledged that you find it hard, they're going to keep a temper, all that. And so hopefully you'll mellow them out a little bit more like that as well, inshallah.